Everybody, this is Ku5ogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. I am here getting ready for some awesome stuff. Why? Because we've got another game coming up for you right now. Let me go ahead and reveal who the GM is going to be. Ooh, perfect. We got a change in music. Da-da-da-da-da. Aha! You know what? We have a GM, Fel Temp Reparatio, coming on in, gonna come chat and talk about this beautiful game. Hello there, Fel Temp.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Now, honestly, you're a new GM this year. I know that you chose one game so far. Yeah, and this is going to be your second choice, right?
Yep.
What was your first one?
First one was Bullfight Ring no Hasha, that weird boxing game for the PC Engine.
For the PC Engine. Okay, do we have more PC Engine going on today?
Not today. Today's a Famicom day.
Ooh, I like the Famicom. You know, all those good games. All those quality games. So what game is this?
This is Great Battle Cyber, published by Bandai and developed by Arc System Works, who you probably know from Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, and especially Honey on the Road.
Okay. Oh, I love Honey on the Road. It's my favorite. I want to play that. Can I just play that instead? Can I pop up my 2 Sencha stream and just...
I mean, it is your stream. You can do what you want.
Well, okay, I'm not going to. I'm lying, okay? I'm lying on the internet.
Can't believe it. How could you do this to me?
It just happens. So right now I'm getting a little bit more information just so that I can get everything captured and such. What kind of game is this?
This is a platformer. With some of the mechanics a little weird in it. Like, it feels like they almost wanted some kind of like fighting game beat 'em up mechanic in it. You kind of have this auto combo if you keep mashing the button.
Mash the button. Okay. I can appreciate that. It definitely looks like we have anime characters in the game.
Yeah, this is one of a series of games that Bandai started putting out in the early 90s. Where it's like, yeah, screw it, let's just shove a bunch of franchises into a game. We have a list of all of them, why not? So this is Gundam, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider.
I mean, Gundam, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking of what's his name on One Punch Man, the guy who rides the bicycle, because he's the best. And
unfortunately, I have not seen One Punch Man.
Okay, Moomin Rider. It definitely was a joke based off of Kamen Rider, and he's the best, okay? He's absolutely pure. Just saying, pure. Okay. Oh, do any of the players have backgrounds behind their games? Because it does not look like it. This is being a little bit fun for the setup. Oh, that one does. Upstart DJ does. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it looks like Upstart DJ and probably Lauracia, I'm thinking.
Okay, good. At least a couple of them do. If you could bother the others and tell them to put a background up behind the game feed, that would be super duper. Or to get a screen that has color to the edges. You know what? Maybe we should just ask the game masters to always do that, because it's always something that is a problem for me. It just makes setup a little bit longer.
That makes sense. I probably should have thought about this title screen.
It's all good. That's okay. That's why I'm bringing it up right now. GMs, if you are watching, you have a new mission, which is to make my life easier, please. Just, like, not super easier, just a little tiny bit. Oh my gosh. So, tell me, what's going on in your life? Are you playing the new Animal Crossing? Are you...
Well, basically, we got under Animal Crossing, which means my girlfriend is going to be owning the Switch and doing everything on it for the next month.
Uh-oh.
So, fine with me. She makes her very happy.
Well,
but
good.
when you do Animal Crossing or Pokemon, that's just the Switch is hers for like the next month.
Aw, that's really nice of you. Yeah, I was gonna say Justin is the one who got it, and I think I've been playing it a little bit more than him, but at the same time, he told me, like, I want to get the shop. I want to get the shop upgraded, and he's like, for some reason, only he can do it, my character can't, and he's like, I just want to take things at a slow pace and not rush like everybody else on the internet. And I'm like, but I want the shop. I want the shop. So, yeah, we're going at slow pace in our game, which I guess is fine. That's sort of what the game is all about. And honestly, you know, he loves it so much, he should enjoy it the way that he wants.
Yeah, just play her makes you happy. Though someone pointed out that at least in the early Animal Crossing is like rushing is one of the few things the game ever punishes you for, because that's how you can destroy flowers if you run. That's to kind of suddenly push you towards being slow.
Yeah, but the game got rid of completely destroying flowers at this point. Now you only, like, knock the flowers off, but the plants survive. So you'll make it ugly if you run, but whatever. It'll be beautiful again probably the next day. Big deal. That's my assessment, okay? I'm a flower murderer as well, so... Okay. I believe we are just about ready for the match today. Heck yeah.
All right. One thing I will mention to people about this game is when I was first testing it for an early run of Ku5ogrande, it's kind of like, is this bad enough? It's a little stiff, has some issues. But I got to a point in the game where all of a sudden it's like, no, I have to use this. This is amazing.
By the way, is there any flashing in this? It's old school Nintendo, old school Famicom. Do we need a flashing warning?
Not that I recall. So hopefully I remember correctly.
Okay, I'm doing the countdown in Discord right now, and we'll go ahead and keep our eyes open for that at least. I always try to be aware whenever possible, but if you do not recall it at all, then hopefully you don't pull a Tristan here. Okay, so what is going to be going on here?
So, yeah, first of all, it's pretty simple. You're given an enemy immediately that you have to beat up, like a beat 'em up before you can move on. A couple of them here, and then it goes to some regular platforming, and then more enemies a bit. This level's kind of straightforward so far.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I actually really like the way this looks. For the Famicom, these are really large sprites.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
and you have animation while hanging? Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, there's some interesting bits in this. Like, I feel like this is the kind of game that was probably just had to be made quickly, but if they had more time, could have, like, balanced it out to being a good game.
Okay. Yeah. I love the way this looks so far. Honestly, it's very rare on the NES that you had any sprites this large that you controlled. You know, usually, and the reason is that sprites were generally considered 8x8 on the NES. Sometimes you would have two sprites on top of each other, so it would be 16 pixel high by 8 wide, but this is definitely at least 4 of those squares, at least, and when you attack, it's even more.
Yeah, and the cost of that is you rarely see more than, like, one enemy on screen at once, because there's only so many sprites you can display in an NES.
True.
Alright, looks like you have dirigibles on the next level now.
Very nice.
You get a little bit of complication with the ceiling, because now it's really hard to do the jumping attacks when it pulls you in like that.
Oh, people are saying 16 by 16. I'm sorry, I don't know. You can correct me. Oh, and it can do 8 by 8 or 16 by 8 per chat. Okay, so let me stand corrected. It still is complex.
Yeah. No, they still did a lot of things here, and there's a little bit of blinking, but it's not too bad. considering how big the sprites are.
Oh, yeah. Floratia moving on to the next stage. It looks like the... Ooh. There was a really loud, or really high-pitched noise in the game. Ooh. I didn't like that. Okay. I'm gonna... Hopefully it wasn't just my brain. I do have tinnitus, so I hear ringing anyway. It technically could have just been my brain and not the game. We'll find out later.
Yeah, I didn't hear it on the one I'm listening to. I'm listening to Dirigible. I'm not sure who's
Same.
going through on screen. Okay. Yeah, interesting. 3 people chose the Gundam.
Yeah, so were they allowed to choose any of the characters in this?
Yeah, a lot of them choose any of them. There's not a huge difference between them. Like, slightly different hitboxes for their attack. Like, I think actually, despite the sword, the Gundam here actually has a slightly shorter range. So I think the hitbox is a little bit taller or something.
Okay.
And the other main difference is other special attacks with that gun. The Ultraman is like Ultraman Taro. He has a weird thing where he kind of explodes out as like temporarily invulnerable, but it's a very slow attack.
Gotcha.
I forget what Kamen Rider's special attack is.
Being awesome.
There we go. And I believe that's a Kamen Rider from Kamen Rider Black. I got it from GameFAQs, but they're also wrong about the Gundam, so who knows? Because I am enough of a dork to know that.
They're never wrong. Come on.
It thought it was a Victory Gundam, but that's not a V, that's a Greek character Nu. This is the new Gundam from Char's counterattack. Which at this time was the last Gundam thing that was actually popular.
Uh-huh. So, what are your thoughts about this? Because they're just getting started. It looks like they're getting through the early sections fairly quickly. Are they going to start running into a wall with anything?
Not this level, I don't think.
Uh-oh. A little bit of buffering there. That's okay. I'll just remember later on in the match. I'll go ahead and refresh all of the 4 streams so that they are all caught up to each other. Now, it looks like Upstart DJ is a little bit just sitting down there asking a little bit about the rules for passwords. In general, when it comes to Ku5ogrande, passwords are allowed, but you said that there are infinite continues in this?
Yeah, they're infinite continues, so you don't really need the passwords. I mean, small chance it crashes or something could be useful. And if that happened, I'd probably just give them a password where they were. But
yeah,
just
we can deal with that if it
save...
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the passwords only save what level you're at. Like, there's no like RPG stats or anything.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you have life upgrades? Do you have any upgrades in this game at all?
Not that I've seen, aside from that weapon. Like, that gun is an upgrade which you get in this stage, and on my own I played into level 6. I don't think I ever ran into any other of that weapon upgrade, which is kind of weird to use at that level. And I do not expect the players to get much further than that. That was me after 2 hours. So
really?
We'll see if anyone were that much better than me. I figure that's... Yeah, I'll talk about the later levels when we get there. Those
okay, sounds good.
Those are the main reason. They're the reason I picked this game.
Yeah, honestly, I would say that most of the time, players do better than I ever would have expected. You never really know how they're gonna do, but a lot of the times they just blast through sections that I struggle with, and it's always cool to see how they demolish games that demolished me.
Yeah, that's fun. Like, I've been playtesting for that Hercules Game Boy game. It's like, oh, all 4 got much farther than me.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
But that's also not always true. There are a few games that I think, there's a chance they'll beat it, and then they're on stage 2 for the entire match. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, like me with Bullfight.
Good old Bullfight.
Yeah, luckily I think they will all at least make it far enough to where they'll see what I want them to see. I remember the other day that I was talking about how the NES
sometimes just uses a single color for backgrounds, and it looks completely fine. For this game, I would say, the red probably isn't the best choice there. I would have gone with something else, but whatever. It at least lets you see visually that it's a different area, and we know they're underground.
Yeah, I wasn't want to put a cave pattern there, but it wouldn't really contrast well against the foreground cave stuff easily.
Yeah, honestly, anything more complex would just be unnecessary, I'd say. Okay. We've got Internet Dirigible fighting this bad guy and is through into the spikes. So, question here. You chose this mostly for the later stages. How about control? How does this game control?
It feels a bit stiff. You can control a little bit in the air, but it's not. It's more, you can kind of pull back slightly for jumping forward. You can't really turn around or anything. And the way the attacks work, at least the melee stuff, is you can kind of get yourself into a combo, and the combo will keep going after you release the buttons, sometimes for a couple seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was watching some of the players, and you can control a little bit in the air. Honestly, if just looking at it, I feel like it probably would be somewhat similar to Mario 1 with the way that you can control in the air. Maybe a little less control, but that's not necessarily bad.
Yeah, might be a little bit of Honey on the Road, which is probably some of the same programmers and everything doing it.
Oh, Honey on the Road. Wow, this sound isn't annoying at all.
Yeah, one thing I find interesting is they're trying to play with slopes and momentum from slopes, because this is after Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a kind of a late Famicom game. Yeah, I don't think they quite pull it off though, unfortunately.
Aha, Internet Dirigible has gone with another character just to see if there is any difference, probably. Yeah, Internet Dirigible did not like that character. And I think that I would probably agree. The short jump seems a little bit annoying. Lauracia and Upstart both have a gun. See, this is you don't need a sword if you got a gun. We've all seen Indiana Jones, that one scene. Sword is less than gun. Ooh, the music changed with this character?
I hadn't noticed that before. That's cool, though. I'm assuming it's some sort of Ultraman theme song. I don't really know that franchise, unfortunately.
I like this music.
Yeah.
Oh, exploding into a fire!
This is a weird one, because it's really slow, but while you're on fire, you don't take damage, so...
That could be really beneficial.
Yeah, it gets slower than the Gundam, but it could be easier, so it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, I like it when games have that, honestly, you can sometimes tell when a trade-off is going to be worth it, and right now I'm guessing that this will be, for most enemies. Maybe not this weird pecking boxer.
Oh, we're getting to level 3.
Hey, level 3 for Lauracia, taking a fairly early lead in the match. There's a lot to be done, though. Oh, geez, lovely train there. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh no, that's death. This is a nightmare. How did anybody think this was okay?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because, up until now, it's kind of okay-ish, maybe kind of mediocre, but here it's just oh, you hate the player.
Yeah. Game devs, this is not what you do to the player. No! Oh, Lauracia. Is there any predictable pattern for this ceiling?
I kind of learned one after a while. I could just kind of start telling when the tall ceilings were coming, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. It's kind of, you see it enough, you can kind of think, okay, this looks like right before one of the tall ones.
Oh, jeez.
And you just kind of go.
Okay. No, Lauracia pushed off the edge.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's not kind of that hitbox at all. And as far as I know, all 3 characters are the same in terms of jumping and everything. So this will make absolutely no difference who they pick on this level.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm actually really glad that you're choosing quite a few games that came out in Japan. At least from what I've seen so far, you've chosen games that came out in Japan, didn't come out in the US, because there have to be tons of those that are really perfect for the tournament here. But we haven't done too much exploring in the past with them.
Yeah, I've kind of always had a little interest in that, so it won't be everything you see from me, but a lot of it will be like weird Japanese games that most people have never heard of.
Yeah, and of course you don't have to stick to a theme, but that's just what I've seen for the last 2 matches, and it makes me excited.
Oh yeah, I've got some good stuff in the future. There's a couple of games I really want to save till later because they are super bad and should make good matches.
Oh yeah. So everybody, this is Ku5ogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. If you are new here, you may wish to know the rules. Specifically, for the great majority of the matches, the rule is that whoever makes the most progress in an hour is the victor for that time. Now, it's a little bit interesting to me to have people racing something that doesn't really affect each other. Think of it as like the 100-meter sprint. I was about to say 100-mile sprint. Yeah, you're not going to be doing that. 100-meter sprint, you know, we're just trying to see who is able to do it the best. And there's an odd, weird skill that comes with learning a game that you have never touched, and probably that most people here have not touched before. Honestly, the players are doing pretty dang well so far. It looks like Internet Dirigible might be through, or at least getting pretty close, fighting the boss. One more hit would be death. I like Bug-Eye Lady. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I wish I knew who a lot of these characters were. I'm guessing Kamen Rider just kind of from the look, but...
I like the character that Internet Dirigible is using. Like, what is this character again?
That is the RX-93 new Gundam from Char's Counterattack.
It's definitely the best character.
Yeah.
RE93?
Yeah, RX-93, because I am a dork who knows pretend giant robot model numbers.
Okay, I'm looking up a picture on the internet. Okay, RX... No, I don't want to buy it. No, I don't want to buy a Gundam. That doesn't look at all the same.
Yeah, it kind of reheads the colors, and it's super deformed and everything, but...
Yeah, well, isn't it supposed to have yellow?
Yeah, but you had color limitations on sprites on the NES.
Well, instead of using blue, use yellow. There. Bam, you're good. Color limitations. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this train is a nightmare. I know, I'm just making fun of it. That's not why I'm not a programmer. I'm not a programmer because I was dumb and decided to go into the humanities. So take that, everybody.
So I'm curious, do you actually know anything about these franchises?
No. That's all. Yeah, I don't. I know that this Gundam has a sword. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, let me go ahead and create my own stories, okay? So the Gundam one, RX-93 or whatever you want to call him, I call him Catbot because he's got the 2 pointy things going up. They kind of look like cat ears. Oh, no, the robot Cat Knight. Cat Knight. We're just going to call him Cat Knight because, you know, he definitely looks like he could be serving in an army, doing cat things, probably just looking for catnip. That is his quest here. Apparently, the bug lady stole all the catnip and hid it somewhere, so, you know, you kill her and then you gotta go find it. Okay, so that's your quest when you're playing Cat Knight. Okay, we've also got Wizardman tonight playing Bugman. I'm gonna say that it comes straight from that movie. What is it? The Thing? Yeah. You know, he was part of a science experiment. No,
You
it's
think
not
of-
the thing.
Well, that's
Whatever.
the Fly?
The
Is that the one
Fly.
you're thinking of?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's
Jeff
easy.
Goldblum and-
He's the Fly. He's the
There
Fly.
we go.
Yeah. Okay, you can tell by the giant eyes and the fact that he's attacking other bugs. They're his competition, okay? He wants to be the biggest, baddest bug around. And all of these other bugs are just showing up and, really throwing off his groove? Yeah.
Sounds like a good enough plot to me.
Yeah, so that's why he's killing all the other bugs.
All right, one thing I put out is Laracia has made it onto level 4, which is a good time for going through level 3 like that.
Okay.
And level 4 is kind of a little bit of a reprieve because it's not that hard of a level. It's easy once you figure out what it wants you to do. This has this weird little mechanic where I think you hit up as it's moving up and it launches you and you kind of figure out where it wants you to go, but this shouldn't take too long. And the difficulty starts ramping back up again after this level.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see that players are making different amounts of progress. I believe that Laracia has actually played in the tournament before, and would be a bit experienced with some of the difficult spots here. Wait, this is the Kamen Rider that actually aired here in the US? So, Bug Competition actually aired in the US. Okay. Probably was on the Discovery Channel.
I think remember
Documentary there.
Yeah, they pulled the Power Rangers and replaced the live action, replaced the non-suited up stuff with American actors. Though the Japanese company found out and hated it and pulled it, from my understanding.
Oh, let's see. I'm just trying to find a little bit more information about all of this. Honestly, Great Battle Cyber is let's see. I'm just trying to find more information about the game. I do know that the video game company, as you stated, was Band Presto. They made beautiful games, like you said, Honey on the Road.
It's Arc System Works as a developer. They did Honey on the Road.
Oh, what?
Yes, Arc System Works at the time did a lot of weird contract work for all these other companies. They did other anime licensed stuff, and they've been in Ku5ogrande before, actually. If you remember the game Obo Chama-kun from the Invitational, it was a PC Engine game that had some naughty humor in it.
Oh, baby. Yeah, I think I do remember that. Oh, video games. Oh my gosh, What is this called in Japanese? What do you happen to know the Japanese name?
It is just Great Battle Cyber written in Japanese, the English words, the Japanese letters. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot about this game either. It's kind of a late Famicom release and just some licensed title that wasn't even based on one particularly famous movie or anything. So I don't think it got that much attention, really. Okay.
Yeah, I'm honestly having a really hard time finding anything about this game, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I only know it exists because I just happened to stumble on someone streaming it. I was like, what the heck is this thing? I want to say it was Chubo ages ago. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the hitbox on the roof above the train is just way annoying. Oh, here we go. Laracia onto the boss here, fighting another bug.
That's called the Gyan from the original Gundam.
The Yan? What's...
The Gyan, Gyan.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm falling asleep when I fight this guy. He just knocks you out, the Yan.
Yeah, I know a few of these enemies because they're Gundam. Someone else noticed something called a Rickdom, and yeah, that was a Rickdom. But yeah, I kind of wish there was more Gundam stuff in here because I can at least recognize that. But I feel like most of the enemies are from Kamen Rider or Ultraman. I'm just kind of like, yep, that's a thing. All right, and Laracia is on to level 5, where the game starts getting a bit hard again.
Oh, baby. Yeah, this... Ooh, lava levels. Gotta love it. Oh, no.
Yeah, this
The
level
dead
is not very
bits.
forgiving.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm not a fan. Oh, internet dirigible! Don't get knocked off the train!
So my first hour of playing this, I want to make sure I spent like a full hour before like even having anyone else look at it, is I got basically to level 5 here. I did a little bit of that and the hour was up. I was like, okay, I want more testers. So the next time, I also spent another hour later after I decided I'm definitely doing it to make sure I can see everything, hopefully the players will see. And it took me like 15 more minutes to beat this level. The next 45 minutes were all at level 6, and I did not beat it.
Oh, no. Yeah, honestly, level 5 looks a little bit tricky. Why? Not because, like, the layout is too complicated. Honestly, it looks like there might be a little bit of a difficulty with actually getting jumps to go off when you want them to.
Yeah, this is kind of when this control stiffness really starts hurting it, because you don't feel like you can get like, it feels like it's hard to be like really precise and land exactly where you want to and stuff.
Yeah, I can see Lauracia keeps trying this jump over and over, which if you have infinite lives, go for it, you know? Oh, grabbing onto the ledge, I love it. But
yeah, that opening jump killed me so many times.
Okay, Wizard Man and Upstart DJ, by the way, currently on level 2, Internet Dirigible on level 3, and Lauracia on level 5. Honestly, we will probably see some changes in that order right now, especially with Wizard Man tonight getting past one of the mid-bosses? I don't know if you can call it that. But as long as he doesn't do anything anything that gets him a lot of damage, he's got tons of life and should be able to do well against the boss.
Yeah, hopefully. I do hope everyone gets to experience the fun of level 3.
Oh, geez. Like, the frustrating thing about this game, though, is that I'm watching it, and it looks a lot more doable than it likely is.
Yeah, again, this doesn't feel great to play. Like, it doesn't seem too bad when the jumps are easy at first, but again, especially like level 5, it just like, the game does not behave how you want it to behave.
Aha. Yeah, I'm just... There we go. Internet Dirigible on to stage 4, starting to make up some some of the time that was lost earlier on stage 2. Lauracia did get stuck on the train for quite a while, so there's a possibility that we could see a little bit of a comeback up in the future. Upstart DJ made it to the boss, but died. Unfortunately, Bug Lady versus the Fly. Bug Lady just knows what she's doing, you know?
Yeah, we see how fast Dirigible can figure out this weird little hook mechanic, because if he can get that fast, he might be able to catch up a little bit.
Oh, there we go. And
yeah,
I believe that's the correct
decision,
or the correct direction as well.
I think so.
Uh-oh. Upstart DJ, what did you do?
Did that freeze up?
Upstart DJ? People need to stop breaking games. Everybody over here being like, oh, I got stuck in a wall. Oh, the game crashed on me. Like, stop breaking the games. Upstart broke the game, for sure. I'm talking to them on Discord right now. Honestly, though, this is sometimes what happens with Ku5ogrande, you know? You never... like, even though the game has some really good things, it's got some really bad things, and generally when a game is less popular, less known, it does end up having some problems. I would say that a lot of games based off of franchises tend to be very broken. So
yeah, they tend to have really short development times and no budget, which I'm guessing is what happened to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ark had definitely made better games than this at the time.
Yeah, and it's not the developer's fault at all. I would say that a lot of the times management just pushes for a release. They're like, we just need to get something out.
Yeah. I do wonder how much control they had over what they wanted to do, because I heard in the early Famicom days, there was an interview with someone from Ku5ogrande, which is a company that made most of Bandai's early anime license games. And according to him, it was like, oh yeah, they give us a budget, like 2 months, and a franchise, just say go. Like, they didn't tell you what kind of game to make. Just like, make a game, out of that, do whatever. And I'm kind of curious if Arc System Works is actually given, like, any direction over what kind of game Bandai wanted from them.
I have no idea. I mean,
This
go
almost
ahead.
looks like there's some ambition to it. Like they have like the whole slopes thing, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog inspired physics. Clearly, they have like the different characters. They have like the train level is it's terrible and mean, but it's an interesting concept. And I feel like a more polished version could at least have like warnings or something, and then kind of had it fun. But just this feels like a lot of cool ideas that just didn't have time to be polished.
Oh my gosh, this music is actually really good too. Very enjoyable.
Yeah. Wizard Man's on the level 2 boss. I'm doing well, so I think we're going to see another person who'll get to experience the joy of level 3.
Ah, yeah. By the way, finally I found more information about this company. From what I can see, they actually worked some on the latest River City Girls as a publisher. Which I know some people here are a pretty big fan of that. That's pretty dang awesome. They also worked on older games like Pizza Pop, if you know that. Apparently the Genesis Battletoads they did something with. I'm not 100% sure.
I didn't know that. I know they did some weird things, like they had a PC Engine port of Minesweeper, or they added like a quest mode. And also all the levels have the exact same layout every time, so you could just memorize it and it defeats the entire point of Minesweeper. Like, I felt like they didn't quite get the game.
Yeah. I'm sorry, chat. Chat is just chewing me out for not knowing anything about this company. I'm sorry. I'm dumb.
Yeah, they're kind of one of the bigger, at least like bigger fighting game companies now, with Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, and there's a Grand Blue game now that came out recently that a lot of people seem to like.
Yeah, I see a lot of the Blaze Blue stuff on their list of video games. But honestly, there are a lot of games in their history that we never saw over here. They did make that one Power Ranger games. Sentai Zyuranger for the NES that has Pong for no good reason in the middle of it. If people have seen the Power Rangers episode that they did on the Angry Video Game Nerd, that is the game.
I don't think I've actually played that one.
It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I feel like Arc, even with their old contract work, usually one of the better developers of that. Like most of their output, even for Bandai, wasn't too bad. This is just kind of cruel at times here. This is the one where it doesn't work. But like the Sailor Moon games are fine.
They also made a little-known game called Minesweeper for the Game Boy and TurboGrafx, okay? Not for Windows, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know they did Game Boy one, but yeah, I played that Minesweeper, and it's weird.
I love it. Oh. Well, honestly, you know, this is a company that has had many successes. Even though this game has some problems, I feel like the enjoyable music and the quick movement on it would actually make me pretty happy as a kid, you know? I think I would have had fun with this game.
Yeah, if I were like into the franchises when I was like 6 or something and got this, I would probably have played this a lot.
You know, I think I would have played it even without the franchises. I don't know, when you're a bored kid, like, who cares? Like, who you're playing as. It could be Barbie. As long as it's fun, I'm going to be playing it.
True. Yeah, and actually, I actually might have been an Ultraman fan at the time. It briefly, like 1992, they tried bringing Ultraman over here. Showed like 12 episodes. No one watched it except me. I remember loving it as a kid. I remember like nothing else about it, but I remember loving it as a kid.
See, the bad thing about me is that with any sort of anime, really the only thing I got to experience as a kid was Ranma 1/2, which I'm not completely sure why our parents allowed that, especially with all of the nudity. Oh, there was so much, but our parents, even the religious Mormon family that we were, my parents were like, yeah, whatever, go ahead, watch it, play Carmageddon, play Diablo, and I would say that, getting something that has a little bit more meat on it probably would have been enjoyable. I can't stand Ranma right now. At least season 1, it just, grates on my nerves so much.
Yeah, that kind of era of like anime humor kind of really works for you or really doesn't.
Yeah, like, I think it got better later on, but early on, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Wait, Xandra, your first username on IRC was Ranma? My sister still has usernames around. One of my sisters that uses Akane. Or Akane. Around. It's... she has other things attached to it, but yeah. She's pretty good. I like the pig, though. Okay, the guy who gets
Ryoga.
lost all the time. What?
Ryoga.
Oh, yeah, Ryoga. He's the best, okay? He always gets lost and then he turns into a pig. And he's the only acceptable pig in pretty much any show ever because he's so cute.
He is.
And I hated shampoo. Like, not the stuff that you put in your hair, but the girl. I didn't care for her.
Yeah, she was kind of annoying.
Yeah, she's dumb.
Probably she was the most popular character in Japan, though, for some reason.
Oh, well, I know why. I can give you 2 reasons why, but I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, and I was actually briefly looking into a Ranma game for this, the first one for the PC Engine. Feels like, how inappropriate was the content? And the first half hour was fine. But yeah, there's a bit too much for this tournament. Also, probably a bit too easy, even if it is very janky.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're talking now? It looks like I'm glad everyone has had experience at level 3 now. And they know why I picked this. And
Oh, yeah, they are struggling. Well, level 3 is a total pain in the butt. Like, I'm not surprised to see that Upstart DJ and Wizardman tonight, experiencing this for the first time. There are going to be multiple deaths.
Yep.
It's just, you have to get used to the BS. Not that kind of shampoo, Royal Blue Wizard? Oh my gosh. I actually use shampoo every day. Every day in my hair, I use shampoo because I don't want to have smelly, greasy hair. Like a pizza. Except a smellier pizza, like anchovy pizza, okay? I don't want that in my life. Hey, Lauracia is on to level 6. Oh, you were talking about this stage.
Yeah, this one, at first it looks kinder than level 3, but I could beat level 3, and I could not beat this one.
Oh, no. Okay. Like, I can see the gimmick here. Oh, spikes? How is that? Oh, okay, you attack them.
You actually don't attack them, they'll actually back away after they go past a certain part of the screen, so they just kind of hang back and let that happen.
My gosh.
But, they start adding platforming to this. Like, with spike bits.
Like, it seems doable right now.
This spot. Oh, wow, Lauracia made it. I'm very surprised.
Very nice.
Took like a half dozen tries to get that narrow jump.
I bet that we'll probably see more difficulties with that in a little bit. I wouldn't be
Probably,
surprised. Oh no, Lauracia! Oh
Yeah,
no! I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
That was
there's a
death.
weird. Yeah, the way it handles the kind of two different scrolling layers is weird. If you touch like the top of the scrolling layer a certain way, it kind of drags you along with it.
Well, the Famicom was not made for this.
No, it wasn't. They need special chips, in my understanding, to
This is
kind of count scan lines to do this.
Yeah, this is so impressive for the for the Famicom. You know, having extra chips definitely needed. Honestly, even if it's a little bit glitchy, it's still a really cool section.
Yeah, it looks cool. Like, this is an ambitious game, just one that doesn't quite come together.
Yeah. Okay, Internet Dirigible is on the misery that you called Stage 5. And yeah, I can't really blame him for all these deaths or them, you know, it's pretty painful.
Yeah, very. Yeah, not quite as bad as level 3 or 6, but it's not good. Yeah, Lauracia is doing actually really well on this. Like, that's... It took me, like, most of that 45 minutes to get to the point, like, where Lauracia is getting now, honestly.
So, here's my question. Since we've been talking about anime, what is your favorite anime?
I actually really like the original Gundam, the one from 1979 that
Okay.
looks terrible. It's like no budget, but it kind of comes together a lot. Like it's good writing, good character stuff, and a really interesting, weird thing because it was one of those things where the toy manufacturers are like, okay, put this robot in a show, and put this ship on a show. I don't care what else you do, and like the creator's like, really? Okay, and then it's like epic space opera about like the horrors of war. And
Okay.
It actually did really poorly the ratings. But its syndication, it started getting a following and became a thing.
That's actually really awesome. You know, I feel like you can really forgive having a low budget if they have good writers. So, I don't know, that's really exciting to me to know that, you know, there were writers who held it all together. By the way, whoever's mentioning JoJo Season 3 in chat is just objectively wrong and probably the worst human being.
I haven't seen JoJo, so I'll agree with you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, how dare they? That's clearly the worst season. How could you think anything else?
DG Riot, we love you. Oh, no. Internet Dirigible, let the cart get away.
Yeah, it's hard to stay on that. And the actual trick is, if you go like all the way down and like go off that cliff and kind of like everything scroll away and won't come back, it'll be right back.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to kill yourself there if you miss it.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I can't remember what my favorite anime was. Like, there are a lot that I've watched that I've really enjoyed. I do think that JoJo Season 2 is probably the best thing I've ever seen in anime. But I don't know. Sorry, I'm just trying to use my brain to think of others. Full Metal Alchemist is so good. And
that's a good one.
Cowboy Bebop is so good. I saw all of When They Cry or Higurashi, at least the first 2 seasons before they changed to a completely different story, and those were absolutely miserable, but also really good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about that one.
Yeah, like, if you're feeling like you want to have a bad year, go ahead and watch those. It's worth it.
Let's see if Dirigible can figure out, oh, he got off that and survived.
Nice!
He might actually almost be done with this
Lauracia,
level.
no! Oh, this platforming is just impossible.
Alright, we got someone else in level 6.
Nice! Oh, Internet Dirigible. Honestly, you know, there's still time for DJ and Wizardman tonight to catch up. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, honestly, it took me a long time to actually finally go watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and when I did, it was absolutely worth it. Oh no! Upstart DJ got Alchemist into the pit. He became one with the pit. Yeah, turns out you can do that with Gundams. Very easy. It's alchemy.
You know, one thing I find kind of amusing as a Gundam fan looking at the games like this made around that time is... So, Char's Counterattack was in 88, I think, and that's where this Gundam is from. It's a popular film. People generally liked it. It has kind of more mixed reactions now. They tried a soft reboot with a film called Gundam F91, and the games that came out right as the movie did all had the F91. But that bombed really hard, so they all went back to having the new Gundam from Char's Counterattack.
Like, you don't have to get rid of a good character if the series is bad. You can still keep them.
Yeah, actually, just in terms of a Gundam, I actually really like the design of the F91, but you don't see it in much because, again, that movie was not popular.
People are dumb. Just keep the good characters and retcon everything else, okay? Oh no! Internet dirigible, that is death right there.
Yeah, that was like the first 10 minutes of me on the stage.
Oh no. Ooh, people are saying Ghost in the Shell. I don't know what that one is.
Ghost in the Shell, at least the original film, is really good. It was a big inspiration on stuff like The Matrix.
Okay. Oh no, Laurasia, those are bad spikes.
Yeah, in the 2 hours I played, I could not get past the platforming and those spikes there.
Oh, I'm just trying to think. Using my brain. Justin was watching this weird anime one time that had to deal with ghosts, and then, like, everybody became weird, like, space jellyfish brains. And I think that's when I stopped watching, because I was like, this is getting a little bit too weird for me.
Yeah, that sounds odd. I don't know what that is.
I can't remember. I'm just trying to think about this. I can't remember, but it seemed like it had potential up until that point. Oh, yeah. I fully recommend, if you haven't watched it, what is it? The giant naked people who eat smaller, not naked people.
Attack on Titan.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of that, and I liked what I saw.
It's really good. I've only seen season 1. I believe there's a second one. But Attack on Titan is... Like, that's also another one that you watch if you want to have a miserable year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I thought that I cried enough in my life, but no. Oh, no! Internet dirigible! Wait, there's like 3 or 4 seasons? Okay, so apparently I need to go watch some more and just, you know, finish out the year 2020 with a bang. Okay, well, we're 45 minutes in. Laurasia and Internet Dirigible are still struggling with this stage. It's stage 6. Laurasia is a little bit in the lead, but not by much. And honestly, I think between these two, it'll definitely come down to how far they make it through this stage. That is what you should be paying attention to for sure. Upstart DJ made it to level 4, could possibly make it to level 6 by the end of the match. Wizard Man tonight still on level 3, but is starting to get the hang of this level, which is good.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can at least see level 5, both of those two.
Also, by the way, I'm sorry that I made anime chat today.
I almost wish I wasn't missing it. I keep saying bits about Votoms or something. It's like, oh, I want to have Votoms chat, but I can't because I have game chat.
Okay. What's the weird anime you watched where everyone became weird space ghost brains or something. I'm just typing this out to Justin to find out what it is.
Yeah, I'm really curious myself. But Wizard Man tonight is on level 4, so he has a good chance of catching up.
Very, very nice. Space Ghost Brain Coast to Coast. Yeah, there we go. That sounds right. There was an abandoned hospital in the show as well, if that helps. I mean, that's pretty much true in like 80% of animes, though, so it probably won't.
Yeah, surprised. I feel like we have the kind of chat which normally would have solved something like that by now, but
yeah,
maybe it's really obscure.
Here's the deal. Like, one time I described to chat this game that I remembered playing as a kid that sort of was a side-scrolling platformer with multiple areas, and I remembered that there was some really big spider web, and that was the defining thing. A spider web, and I couldn't get past that for some reason. And they came up with it. Battle for Olympus.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and one thing I know about the spike pits in level 6 that are really strange is, like, the first spike pit won't instantly kill you. The later ones will, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I think that because of the placement there, you're not going to be able to get back up onto a platform unless you use the clever mechanic of grabbing onto the side of a platform that this game has.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of there myself. Like, so he'd still, like, die there, but it's like, well, if you're stuck there, why did it just instantly kill you, and why do... It's weird. Like, I've never seen a game where the exact same spikes do two different things.
Hey, Lauratia's making progress here. Oh,
Lauratia
is that victory?
That's victory. That's level 6 beaten.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
Lauratia, you did better than me in 2 hours.
That's freaking fantastic. Lauratia's likely going to be taking the victory today, then. I don't foresee anybody else getting past level 6.
Yeah.
Oh, and a sewer level, because of course you have to have a sewer level. It's a video game in the 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, you know? If you don't have a sewer, then your game was crap. And if you did have a sewer, it probably was crap anyway. It's just, sewers are crap.
Must be a huge sewer. Like, how tall is a Gundam? Like 100 feet tall or something?
Like, hey, you know, it's probably like the New York sewers. They have to have a lot of room. Also, why are there spike traps in the sewer? Does that help, like, mash? You know, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm done.
Yeah, maybe it just gets rid of blockages.
Hey, Upstart DJ, on to the boss of level 4, getting close to level 5, Internet Dirigible, still on level 6, Lauratia level 7. Honestly, we've got a pretty good spread of players right now, but I'm not saying that the places are set. Just got a good spread.
Yeah, I feel like it's still possible the Internet Dirigible could beat this level. It'll be hard, but it is possible for in first place to change at this point.
Okay, sorry, I am doing a little bit of work just making sure that we have everything ready for when the match ends. Honestly, oh, Upstart DJ is on to the next level, taking a death. There's going to be a lot of death at the beginning of this stage. That's just how it goes.
Yep. Yeah, level Lauratia's on actually looks fairly easy compared to the last few. It's kind of weird, this difficulty curve is all over the place in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You never really know what to expect. It's the Forrest Gump chocolate box of video games.
Yeah. I would say is to just make sure people couldn't beat it in a rental, but in Japan, game rentals are actually illegal, so that would not be the reason.
Wait, they are?
Yeah, there was like some court decision which determined that for some reason video game rental is illegal. I don't remember what the reasoning behind that was, and also like Game Genie devices technically are, because those are copyright infringement because you're changing someone else's work.
Oh, geez, so they don't allow transformative work over there. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have the same fair use stuff as America does, and they did not consider Game Genie fair use.
Yeah, okay, I can understand that. I guess, but I'm a huge fan of fair use. I'm a huge fan of, people making transformative art and allowing who cares about having your game and denying people from playing it the way that they want to play. If they bought the game, if they rent the game, why not allow them to play it the way that they want? If it includes modifying it in a way that doesn't affect anybody else, then go for it.
Yeah, I think the case that made those illegal was I think for Tokimeki Memorial, was like dating sim visual novel games where you could get stuff to just like bypass parts of the story or change your stats, so it was like a story-based thing, and I could see being a little upset people aren't experiencing their story, but it shouldn't be illegal.
Lauratia is having such a hard time with this jump, and I cannot blame them. It is rough.
Yeah, I can't see them doing a swinging thing like that well, given the other physics in this game. But yeah, people put out like Dojin stuff, so like Japan, legally there's not much protection for fair use, but like there is a lot of like cultural companies backing off stuff in a way that a lot of things in America they won't. Like you can sell fan comics and like conventions and stuff. If they try selling a bookstore, they probably have a problem. And weird things like that. It's kind of fair use is weird in Japan.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit weird as well. We have things that are definitely considered fair use, but there's a lot of gray area that people, are a little bit not wanting to explore. Simply put, if you're doing something and suddenly, knock, 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 here's Nintendo of America saying you gotta stop doing this, what are you gonna do? You're probably gonna listen to them and be like, it's not worth ruining my life over this.
Yeah. HF Dirigible was doing so well until right there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, here we go. Internet Dirigible starting level 6 over. Honestly, if they're able to get through this, that'll be pretty awesome, but it's so hard.
Yeah, and again, and it's still also better than I did in the first hour I tried. So this is still a really good jump. Yeah, Upstart DJ, I think Upstart DJ is probably about my speed, maybe a little bit faster.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, we are getting close to the 4-minute mark. Wizardman tonight, I really hope that you get to see level 5, because level 5 is a big pain in the butt. Why do you have to crawl over under such a big gap? That's a little bit ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, that kind of almost feels like crappy this crawling mechanic or not using it. Put something to crawl under here. I can't think.
Oh no! DJ into the pit. Okay, well, here we go. The players just trying to make any amount of progress that they can in the last few minutes. And guess what? Wizardman tonight is on to the boss. Technically, Wizardman tonight could pass Upstart DJ in the final few minutes. We just need to see what happens. It's unlikely, but it's doable.
Yeah, and I feel like this kind of Internet Dirigible is like the last real attempt to be able to beat this and have any chance of getting. And that's what happened.
Okay. Oh, Wizardman tonight is on the next level. We have to keep an eye on how far they get. Because
Yeah,
if
definitely.
not, well, game overs aren't a big deal. They can just continue. So come on, Wizardman tonight. Good push. Let's see if you are able to get caught up at all to Upstart DJ. Honestly, this level is really difficult, though. Oh, run! Run! Wizardman! How did you make it? Oh my gosh, and into the pit. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a good attempt here. This is a hard
Upstart
game.
DJ manages to ride the cart and grab onto the hook. And into the pit. I just love watching these two players trying to push a little bit more and just running into all of the crap that this game throws at you. Like, how are you supposed to know that a pit is directly under you there? There's no way to know until you're dead.
Yeah, a lot of the games like that. And this whole cart section where it's like, oh, you're supposed to have already jumped to grab this thing by now. So yeah.
Yeah, ooh, okay. Wizardman tonight is getting to this enemy here. Just got to kill him and then get over to the cart. And if you can manage to jump from the cart, grab the hook, and...
The dirigible is in level...
Oh my gosh.
Level 7.
Yeah, you're right. Internet Dirigible is getting close. No! Wizardman tonight, game over. I think there's one last attempt. One last attempt for Wizardman tonight to get caught up.
Yeah.
Internet Dirigible technically could as well if everything went fast. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm stressed. Oh, we have this weird brain thing, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is either.
Wizardman tonight boogieing. Getting up on these platforms. Yeah, level 5 is definitely rough. We only have 40 seconds. 40 seconds is enough for a lead change, though, between 3rd and 4th, and possibly 1st and 2nd for Lauratia and Internet Dirigible. But Wizardman tonight is taking a little while to fight that guy. That might be... Oh, let's see. We've got, like, 15 seconds. Oh, no! Losing the cart. I think that's going to be it.
Probably. Yeah, hopefully he'll... Nope, he just dove in without checking again.
Yeah. Oh, there could have been a last-minute lead change between 3rd and 4th, but it did not happen, everybody. That is indeed the match, and that is time. Woo! I'm actually really excited with how everything went on that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad this game went really well. There was a lot of progress, and yeah, it was just a nice match.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a super nice match. Let me go ahead and bring in Lauratia here. Hello there, Lauratia. Are you here? See, I'm telling you, Discord's being a dummy.
Yeah, it seems to be today.
So what I can see is that Lauratia came in 1st, Internet Dirigible 2nd, Upstart DJ 3rd, and Wizardman 4th. That is our placings for today's 2nd match. Congratulations, Lauratia.
Thank you.
Oh, you're here. Yay! So what are your thoughts about the game?
It was a lot of fun aside from the combat.
A lot of fun aside from the combat. Okay. Honestly, while watching it, the combat looked a little bit janky to me, but it didn't really seem bad per se. What was bad about it?
It was mostly just a few of the times you were caught in a hallway and you couldn't do the only method I found that actually worked, which was the jump attack, just over and over again.
Yeah, that jump attack seemed to be pretty much the bread and butter of getting through the difficult sections here, yeah. And that would be pretty pretty much impossible to use in those hallways. I'm thinking on level 7 you had the... I don't even know what creature it was. It looked like a brain in a hazmat suit or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was in a hallway, and it looked a little bit difficult to actually land hits reliably there. But, you know, I was watching this, and the physics, especially the collision with some of the moving sections, seemed pretty dang janky to me.
They were, but they weren't unfun.
Okay. How so?
Like, because you could get back into it so quickly, it
Ooh.
didn't really bug me that much.
I actually really like that thought, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed when I was trusting it myself, just the lack of checkpoints in here, but glad you had fun with it.
Yeah, I think it helps that those stages weren't that long.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just thinking of a one playthrough through this game, especially a speedrun once you've played it a few times, would probably be reasonably quick. Yeah, any other thoughts about the game? We were able to go talk about anime and talk about everybody's favorite subjects. It was a lot of fun. What's your favorite anime if you have one?
Been too long since I've watched anime, so I'd probably go with...
Ooh, what?
I don't know.
Just don't say
Ramen.
JoJo Season 3, okay? Because that's the worst. There we go. I gave you my answer. Lauracia doesn't like JoJo Season 3. There we go. Yeah, it's
I'm
gross.
glad there's a consensus. All three of us agree it's a fact of the universe now.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Science.
It's so bad.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Lauracia, are you streaming anything else these days?
I've been streaming most days, but I'm not streaming too consistently right now, so.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, anything else going on that you want to say or want to tell people about?
Nothing I can think of.
Well, that's all right.
Make sure to wash your hands.
Everybody, wash your hands 20 seconds or I'll come punch you in the face. There we go. It's just my recommendation. If you like punches in the face, then go ahead and wash a little bit less. I can come right over. Thank you so much, Lauracia. And Fell Temp, I was really glad for this match. This was a blast to watch, and I really enjoy this. Thank you both, and I will talk to you both later.
Later.
Thank you both.
Well, everybody, this is Ku5ogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. We are moving on to our third match of the day. Before I go over there, I'm going to run a short ad just to help give me a buffer so that I can get everything ready. So, see you in 1 minute.